Welcome to the Untold, where we uncover the undiscovered. Today we have with us a wonderful guest, Aljaber, who has a huge passion for cats, as do I. She is an animal activist and veterinary teacher, as well as a kindergarten teacher, and she educates people online on cat care and how to rescue them, which I think is a very noble and passionate goal. I hope to learn a lot from her, and I hope that you will also learn a lot about cat care and the wonderful, beautiful thing that is having an animal who loves you. Welcome back to the Untold. Today we have with us Aljaber. Aljazi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to have you. I'm really excited to talk to you because I also love cats, and I heard that you were an animal activist and a veterinary teacher. Is that how you would describe yourself?
I would say I'm a preschool teacher, and I studied veterinary later in life.
That's really cool, actually. So what inspired you to start educating people about cats?
So I would say my passion, because I've always loved cats since I was like maybe a kid, but I wasn't allowed to have cats back then. And I got my first cat when I was 18, and this is like where I experienced the unconditional love, you know? And of course, many mistakes I made while taking care of that cat. And I wish like there were resources that would tell us how to take care of cats, how can we keep them healthy, and but the resources were limited back then. Many events happened and it led me to, okay, you know what? I can be that person who can educate people.
I actually can relate with you on that front because I wasn't allowed to have cats as well growing up, not even until my early 20s when my brother brought home a kitten. And my mom couldn't say no to how cute it was. As soon as she saw its face, she was like, okay, we can keep it.
Yeah, I can relate to that also, because when I got the cat, it was a kitten too, and like my mom was like, okay, the cat is gonna stay in your room, it's not gonna go out. I'm like, okay, in my room. And later on, like, she started playing with the cat, and like, why don't we see the cats often? Like, kitty, like, let's come out to the living room, let's play with the. And this is like where she fell in love too. So yeah.
Do you have a lot of cats?
It started with one cat, and later I started rescuing newborn kittens. When I started rescuing newborn kittens, this is where I realized that there aren't any enough resources for, or let's say, Arabic resources of how taking care of newborn kittens, how to rescue them. And this is where I started going to like English resources, and where like I learned how to take care of newborn kittens. And then when I rescued these kittens, I couldn't just put them for adoption. So I kept them. They're 5 years old now. And
Oh, bless them.
and ever since I started like this journey of like spreading awareness, how to rescue newborn kittens, and then things like got bigger. So this is where I decided to study nutrition and then veterinary. So it's like, you take step by step, and then yeah.
It kind of snowballed, I guess.
Yes, this is how it is.
That's really cool because it is actually very difficult to take care of newborn kittens, especially if they don't have their mother with them. So it's really great that you were able to educate yourself when the resources were not available, and then became a person to who people could come to learn about these things.
Yeah, because you see, when it comes to newborn kittens, they need constant care, because in their first few weeks, they feed every 2 to 3 hours, and you need to keep them at a certain temperature. You need to even like they don't know how to use the litter box. You need to do like what the mom does, and so you need to take care of them in a special way. And most people think, oh, okay, we can give them just a bowl of milk and it would be fine, but this is not true.
No, milk is actually really bad for cats, but people aren't aware of it.
That's true. That you should use like the powder milk that is specialized for kittens.
A lot of our own cats were rescues as well. It just happened over the years. One cat was actually pregnant and used to come to our doorstep because we used to feed the cats nearby the house.
Yeah.
And I think she saw us as a safe space because she was pregnant. And then it came to the point that we just felt bad for her, so we took her in and she birthed her babies, and we had like so many kittens in the house. It was so adorable. They were little rascals, but I loved them so much. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep them all, but we kept 2 of them.
That's nice, yeah.
One of them is an orange cat, so he's full of energy.
My rescued cats, 2 of them are strays, and one of them is Persian. When you see them playing, you'll be surprised that how the stray cats would show you maybe sometimes. I know it has to do with the personality, but still, I always see stray cats as like they can give you more love, more affection than the other cats.
I actually agree with that because I think our rescue cats also show a lot more affection and they want a lot more attention in general.
Yeah.
Whereas our one sort of almost pedigree cat, it's impossible to get him to want attention at the times that you want it. He's very specific about it.
Yes.
He's like, no, I'm a princess. I'll only do it whenever I want.
That's true. Yeah.
What inspired you to take the journey from caring for cats and rescues to veterinary studies?
When I saw that I'm capable of giving a new chance for a weak animal, they cannot like, I gave them a chance to survive. I gave them a chance for a new life. This is where I decided to rescue more newborn kittens. The struggle was that I'm a teacher and like I don't have enough time to take care of them and like all the time. And like I used to take care of them during, let's say, the summer holiday where I have like 3 months where I can be at home and be available and I have enough time to do that. But I was thinking, what if I educated people about that? Would give a chance for many newborn kittens to survive. That was, I would say, that was the first step. Later on, I started studying nutrition as a start, and I realized that there are many points and regarding like how to take care of the health of the cat and what to feed them, and so no one talked about it like in the Arabic world, in the Arab world, and no one like spread awareness about them. Like for example, the need of the water. Most of let's say the cat owners would feed their cats only dry food and they would think it's healthy. While as you see, cats they're like they don't have the third motor like people has it. So in this case, when they're like they need to be hydrated, they wouldn't feel that they're hungry and they're thirsty, and this is where they'll have the kidneys, they'll develop kidney stones and other diseases. And many cats like they have the kidney failure and the kidney stones, and this is one of the most diseases that many cats pass away because of it. So when you start educating people about this point and how they need to provide wet food for their cats and how they need to provide water and encourage their cats to consume more water, this is how you're gonna help more cats and more cat owners, you know?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
I've also heard that cats don't like when their water is next to their food. You have to keep them separate because their natural instinct is the water will be clean and safer if it's away from the food. That's something I only learned through social media, by the way.
I would say they like running water. Like when you have like, let's say the shower and they see it like the running water from the tap water, they would run and start to play with it. Because in their instinct, this is like a clean water, just like the way they find it in nature. So when it's a still water in a bowl, they wouldn't like go there. That's why we like advise the pet owners to have fountains for them to encourage them to drink more water.
That's actually really funny because one of my friends has a cat who every now and again will just go and stand by the sink and it will wait there and meow because it wants you to open the sink so that the water comes out and it can just drink from it for a while. It doesn't want the water that's on the floor. It's like, no, I want the running water.
Yes.
I want this specific. Please do it for me. I'm not leaving the bathroom until you open the sink.
Yeah, because actually it's also entertaining for them because you can relate it to their hunting instinct too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like cats in general don't like the toys that you buy for them and they'll play with everything else instead that you have at home.
They will choose the boxes.
They do.
It's their favorite toy.
I always like, our house has so many just random open boxes just for the cats to dive into because that's their favorite place to be.
Yeah.
Considering that cats are so multifaceted, I think people don't realize how much goes into taking care of a cat. It's not just cuddles and they're not just solely independent. So what would you say about caring for cats? Like, what do they actually need?
I think there's a misconception that people think cats are independent, so we can just let them be in the house. They don't play with them. They don't give them whatever they need. For example, yes, I do agree that they're more independent than dogs, but they have also certain needs. For example, the topic of the water that I mentioned, that they need to be fed the wet food. Many cat owners depend only on the dry food as like the main meal, and this is not healthy. As you can see, for the dry food, the highest percentage of water could reach 10%, and this is the highest, while in the wet food it would be 70 or more. So wet food, when we provide it for the cats, this is how we prevent them from kidney stones. This is how we prevent them from kidney failures and other diseases. Also, they will have the shiny coat. And so other than that, taking care, like cleaning their litter box, this is something should be done like regularly. And many like cat owners think that neutering the cats and spaying them is like something shouldn't be done, and like they don't see it in a way that they are helping the cats and like preventing them from cancers, preventing them from being strays, because at the end of the day you have a capacity, or let's say you have you're capable of taking care of a certain number of cats. But when you have, like, let's say 10, 20, you're gonna be feeling overwhelmed, and you're going to end up dumping them in the streets and so on. This is where we see like the stray cats. We can see like certain breeds now in the streets.
I see that a lot with the Scottish shortfolds, the one with the little ears like that. I think there was a period when they were very popular in Kuwait, but people weren't aware of how high maintenance they are.
Yes.
They actually get sick a lot.
They get sick a lot because this breed, like, it's, how can I say it? Like, they decided to get two different breeds and get that Scottish fold. I don't know how can I explain it, but it's not a natural breed. And by this, like, they played with the genes, and so you'll see that their bones, they're not going to be strong enough. Also, Scottish fold cats can have many joints and bones problems due to how they played with their genes and how they started breeding them. And these cats, they're going to suffer for the rest of their life. And like we kept telling people that let's try to stop this kind of breed. Okay, let's try to give a good life for the remaining ones. But some people are greedy, and they just want money out of like breeding the cats. And so
some people just want a specific cat, and they don't do the research into what it takes to take care of it. And it's actually the same with certain dog breeds as well. I think pugs or shih tzus, they have a lot of issues with breathing because they're bred in a certain way to be small and cute. Mm-hmm. So it's really interesting that people have so many misconceptions about cats, and that you're there to educate them now, which is a really, really honorable thing to do, by the way. Like, kudos to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna go on a short break, and then I hope we can talk more about cats, okay. Cat person to cat person.
Okay.
Going on a short break, and stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. We were with Aljazi talking about the amazing world of cats. Could you tell us what some of the challenges you've had to face in educating people about cats?
I would say there's a myth. Most people think it's true, which is most women, when they get pregnant, they get rid of their cats because of the toxoplasmas. They get scared of like losing the baby, going through a miscarriage. And that's not true, because with the toxoplasmas parasite, if the pregnant lady can get it not only from cats. I mean, it's rarely that would get it from a cat, to be honest. You see, you can get it from uncooked food, unwashed vegetables and like fruit, or even from gardening activities.
I wasn't aware people had that misconception.
Yes.
It's really interesting to know that people can have so many ideas, but they don't actually do the research.
That's the thing, like, because even I remember when I was pregnant with my kid, I made sure to have many pictures and talk about that topic, and like keep my cats and show them like what you can do as a pregnant woman when you have cats. You can like keep taking care of them. The only thing, like, just to be safe, you can ask someone else to clean the litter box. That's all you need to do. Or even if you don't have anyone to clean the litter box, you can like just put gloves and clean the litter box and just wash your hands after, and that's it.
Well, it's really cool that as an educator you can break these misconceptions for people, because I feel like having cats is a wonderful thing, And I think it's actually really nice when babies get to interact with animals as well and they grow with them.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It's so nice. I still remember like the first time my cat interact with my baby.
Yeah.
Maybe my baby was like 2 months old back then. And he was like on that like rocking chair. And then my cat went to the baby and started sniffing. And it was so cute. I remember like I took a video for that moment. And I still like show it to my kid. And my kid now is 4-year-old. And I still show him that video and tell him, you see, this is the first time Hero came to you. This is the first time Hero played with you.
That's
Yeah.
so cute. I
Yeah.
actually have seen a lot of videos on social media where babies and like newborns or cats, and they seem to want to take care of the baby as their own sometimes.
Yes.
Or they see it as their friend, and they'll even be protective against, if a stranger comes to the house or someone they don't know, which is really sweet.
That's true. Even I remember when I was pregnant, one of my cats, Shudi. So Shudi like is my baby because you see I had him since he was born, and back then maybe he was 10 or 12 years old, and when I was pregnant I remember that he used to rub his head on my belly.
Aw, that's so sweet.
And sit next to me the entire time. And like when the baby was here, he was like shocked. And what is this? And what is going on? It took him some time, but when the baby like was in my belly, he was so excited about it. And I posted many videos. Like I've been telling I've been putting videos on the social media and saying, at this point, he knew that I was pregnant and I didn't.
Wow, that's amazing. I guess those are those animal instincts,
Actually, I would say they would know the difference in your behavior. They would see that you're acting like in a different way because cats, they know the time, they know like your schedule, and they interact with you based on that schedule. So yeah, when they see that you're changing your behavior or like you're acting in a different way, they would notice these kind of things.
Yeah, no, cats are very, very smart. If they want something, they'll figure it out.
True.
Do you think people have a lot of misconceptions about, cats being aloof and independent? Because I've seen cats as being very needy sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that many cat owners think that they can just provide food, water, clean the litter box, and that's it. That's all the cats need. But they struggle later on with the behavior problems. Many cat owners don't know that the main reason for the behavioral problem in cats is because they're not getting enough playtime. And this is why like they're not getting the energy out, and this is where they try to grab your attention with their behavior problems.
They're so cute though. So you forgive them for everything they do. On a more serious note though, I know that you work with a lot of animal charities and places that take in a lot of strays or injured animals. Do you have any stories about that?
I remember one story that the first time I rescued a newborn kitten, and like my son was interested back then because I think it was like 2 years ago, and he was interested. He was taking care of the kitten with me, and the kitten he named the kitten Tigger.
Aw.
And it was when it was time for the cat to like to travel for its like new family for adoption. I was really wondering what am I gonna tell my son.
Aw.
So what am I gonna tell Willie? So I asked Willie to come with me because we're gonna take Tigger somewhere. And then I said Tigger he's gonna have a new family, and just like you have Mama and Baba and Tigger. We're gonna give him a new family. And then when we parked like where the shelter is, and I gave Tigger to the lady, and then like went back to the car, and like we started driving, he was like, Tigger, I want my Tigger, Tigger. And he started crying, and I'm like, oh, he got attached to, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Like this thing happened to many rescuers where like when they rescue a cat, they cannot let go. They get attached to the cat and they keep it. But as rescuers, you need to let go so you can help other cats. So this is like one of the things I couldn't forget. I remember I printed Tigger's picture, and we still have it in our house for my son.
He's still a family member.
Yeah.
He's still with you guys. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
And that's actually really true. A lot of people do struggle with letting go of their animals,
It's
even
not
if it's
easy.
cats or dogs. I have some friends who've ended up keeping the animals because they didn't want to part with them.
Yeah,
But
that's what happened with me with my first 3 rescued cats.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in the beginning it's the hardest as well. You
And
must
this is where you need to like take the decision like, okay, I'm just rescuing, and then I'm gonna put them for adoption.
Oh, is that something you share when you educate people as well?
Yes, actually, yeah. This is something I learned that you need to understand your limits. You need to have a number, and this is what where I can like help. This is where I can like rescue and like I can take more in. Most of the rescuers when when they start taking a bigger number of cats, then they cannot help them. They help more, you know. They start having like bills they need to pay. They start asking for support. And I know some people, yes, they would help, but at the end of the day,
No.
no.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, though, is it hard for you to balance all these things? Because you don't only educate people on cats and rescue them, you're also, we spoke before about you being a kindergarten teacher. How do you balance all of that?
I would say it's not easy. I would say my personality would play a role in that, my passion too. So yeah, once you're like, I would say cats, I consider cat as my special interest. So this is where the passion is coming from, and this is where I'm gonna like keep learning more about cats, trying to help more people. So yes, it's not easy, but yes.
Well, it must be very rewarding work as well.
It makes me happy when I hear the people telling me, hey, I learned something new and I tried it on my cat and it worked. Or you helped me to change my cat's food and now my cat is healthier. Like, I feel this is the biggest reward I'm having. Like, seeing the pet owners and seeing the cats are happy together.
If someone only knew you as a teacher or influencer, what would they be surprised about with your role and depth on cat education or rescue?
I would say they would wonder why. Why? Like no one wants to study again. They wouldn't get like when you have a special interest, you would read more about it, educate yourself more about it, go so deep into it until you might reach an expert level in that interest. And this is like what surprises them, I would say.
That's really understandable, to be fair.
Yeah.
Would you say that there was a moment in your career or your time taking care of cats that was your proudest moment or something that really brought you a lot of joy?
Yeah, I would say when I was diagnosed recently with autism and ADHD, and I've noticed, or actually, my therapist told me that cats were my safe place,
That makes
where
sense.
yeah, where like I feel grounded, where they, you know, when like the sensory issues I have and all of these kind of things, this is where I become calm and I need my time with them. Like when I'm overstimulated, I go and sit a little bit with my cats, and this is where I feel calm, I feel happy. And I've noticed like cats were always with me. Like since I was 18, and this is like where the time where you face the real world, you go to college, you have to interact with people. And I struggled a lot, and I find it's really easy to, when I come home, to my cats is so relaxing. This is where I feel safe. So at that moment, it made sense. So my cats kept me going forward. They kept me moving forward, you know?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
My younger brother actually has autism as well, and he's attached to one of our cats in particular because he was a kitten when my brother was a baby and they grew up together almost.
So sweet.
And now he's going off to university. So he thought that he could take the cat with him. And we told him, universities, like you're going to be living abroad, it's not an easy thing to do.
True.
You can't take the cat. And that was the thing that upset him the most. Not leaving us, not leaving home, but not being able to take his cat with him. So I think it's something...
That's very understandable.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, I remember telling like my best friends, why you don't, they used to ask me questions. You don't like hugging us, but your cats, you hug them all the time. You kiss them all the time. And I'm like, they are my cats. They are my babies. So what do you expect? And of course, like when I hold my cats, like I feel safe. This is the safest place, you know? So very understandable. Yeah.
And honestly, nothing beats cat cuddles.
True, very true. Like even my son now, like he's not diagnosed as an ADHD or as an autistic, but he's taking occupational therapy for now. And I can see like when he's around me and the cat's around, you can see him sitting on the couch, feeding the cats, very calm. And like when they see him in the videos, they're like, he's sitting. He's not running. He's not moving.
Like
He's actually calm because you know, with the cats help to regulate the nerve system. It helps to like calm you down. And this is like the thing where I do recommend having cats, even for the kids with like kids on the spectrum. Of course, they need to know how to take care of the cat and the kid too, and like know how to you know, balance between and giving them like a healthy environment. But yeah, it would help, and I've seen that in many like kids.
That's honestly really amazing, and I think more people should keep that in mind. What would you say is the biggest challenge you've faced?
With the cats,
Yes,
the moment you need to let go.
that does sound really hard.
Yeah, because as you can see, they give you lots of joy, they give you lots of happiness, but they have a short like period of time they're gonna spend it with you. And when like you have to let go, it's not easy. Like for example, um, 2 years ago, I had to say goodbye for my cat Shoda, who lived with
Oh,
me for
the one
15
that you
years.
mentioned. Yeah.
Actually, Shudi is his son,
Oh,
who's
okay.
13.
I love how the names are
Yeah,
similar.
Shudi and Shoda, because father and son.
Love
So
that.
Shudi is 13, his father Shoda is 15, and I had to say goodbye 2 years ago for him. And you know, that cat was with me when I was in university, when I got married, when I had my kid, when like that's a lifetime. We're talking about 15 years
No, that's a
together.
long time.
And like when it was time, he was very tired. He couldn't like, I couldn't see him suffering. And I had to make a choice and like give him like end his suffering, you know. It wasn't easy. And I still like believe that I made the right choice. Some like pet owners would see it as, oh no, how could you do such thing? But I would say it's purest love. When you see the one you love is like suffering, you want to put end for that. So it's putting them before you. This is what I would say.
That's really beautiful. And I agree with you because in some cases, the animal's just not going to survive. They're going to suffer. So it is out of love that you would give
Yeah.
them peace in the end,
Yeah.
especially if you love them so
Especially when
much.
you tried everything.
True.
Because like he was old and he got the diabetes, he got the high blood pressure. It was a lot. Yeah.
Especially for animals and, you know, the amount of care that's available to them, it's kind of limited, I feel. So I think you made the right choice.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you know, yes, they will go away, but they will always live in your heart.
That's really, really beautiful. And on that note, we're going to have to end the episode. But I really love talking to you and the unique insights you have on taking care of cats. I think that's something that everybody should be able to, you know, do in their lives, especially for such adorable little creatures that bring so much joy and love.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I'm really thankful for having this interview so we can spread awareness about taking care of cats.
I agree. I think that's something that really is really important in today's world and, you know, across all eras, really. We're going to go on a short break and be right back, so stay tuned. Welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode with Aljazi Aljaber. I feel like I learned a lot from her personally, and I hope you did too. It's really beautiful to see someone with such a passion for cats and animal care, and I hope that you will take the lessons she gave us today into your regular lives and also maybe rescue a cat and give some love to an animal in need. We'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in.